Hey, hi, good morning. We'll do some revision of concept what I covered in last session. Last time we discussed about how to create database, how to create a schema, how to create a table, okay, how to add a column, remove column, insert record, update a data record from table, delete data record. These are the basic concept we discussed last time. Okay, this time we will have again one more time this things to go. Okay, by default, I hope you are able to understand all the steps to reach here. Anybody have issues to open the screen? This is a tool called as a SQL Server Management Studio. You can see, you can read it over here. Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. While writing it, we write it as a SQL. While reading, we read it as a SQL. Okay. You call it SQL. While writing, write it a SQL, reading as a SQL. Okay. The tool name is Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Whole- This tool is used to write queries. Okay. So what we do here, we write queries and we execute from here. Okay, to execute the query, we have to connect to database. Then we can click the execute button here so that we can send this query to server and server will execute that. Okay, from here we have to open this. Okay, I hope you have installed the SQL Server uh, on your machine, development studio edition. Okay, then this is another tool as a SQL Server Management Studio. You have to install this also. To make sure whether you have installed it or not, you just go in search box, type it here as SSMS, okay, and over here you can see the logo. If you can see this logo on your machine, then that means you have already installed it. You just have to click over here and then this tool will open. Type it SSMS over here in search box and it should appear over here and then just click and it should open this file. Okay. Can you check and let me know if it's the installable machine or not? Try to join with your own name. I cannot read that who is Redmi Note 11 and something like this. If you do it in your name, I can at least understand who is joining, who is not joining on your name. Okay. And try to join from your laptop only. Don't join from your mobile. Because on mobile, you will see very small screen. You will not be able to understand whatever I am teaching to you. Okay. If you have any issue with your laptop, something, please let me know. I will sort it out. But try to join from your laptop. So side by side, you can check it also. So Vidya, are you able to see that sign, that logo there? Have you tried to check whether you can
Yes,
see
sir.
the SMS over there or not?
Yes, sir. I have opened it.
Okay, okay, great. It's there. Okay, no issue. Okay, we'll start again. Great. So by default, whenever you open this, you will see this window. Okay, this might be a blank sometime. So you have to open the drop down, click on the browse for more, click on the database engine, then whatever name of your laptop will appear here, click over there and click OK. Okay, and then click connect. Select here Windows authentication and click over connect. Okay, there is some issue this time, but it should connect over there. Okay, okay. Any question on this? Up to this point, everyone is clear. Everyone have practiced these basic things.
So please can you open it double and just have some
Okay,
query?
okay. I'll just close this everything. See, I have closed everything. This is my desktop. I will go it here again. Yes, yes. MS. Click here. It will start opening like this. Okay. Are you able to reach on the screen? Up to this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you have to go to this drop down. Okay. Server type, database engine. Okay. Then server name, drop down over here. Then go to browse for more. Then database engine. Click on the first occurrence over here. Click OK and then connect. Are you able to follow this process? These steps?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Click on the connect. You will see what happened. Okay. So it should connect like this. Up to this point, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next thing is click on this button called as a new query button. You all should be able to see this button over here at the top. Okay. Or you can go to file and click here new and file. Okay. Or you can see click here new database engine query. Click on the file, then new and database engine query. Okay. You will see screen like this. Click to connect again and this query window button will be there. Query window will appear here. Any question up to this point?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, first step over here is to create your own database. Currently, you can see the database name appearing here is a master database. Okay. This is a master database. Master database is system database. Okay. That is given by system. We are not supposed to use it for our own purpose. We can write, okay, we can write any query on master database also. We can create your tables, views, anything you can do it over there. We should not do it ideally. Ideally, we should not use system database for our own work. We should create our own database for your work. Okay, so what I can do, we can create your our own database for our work. Just like we can create your tables, views, database insert, update, delete. This we can fire on that database. So if you go here, this master database belongs to system database. How can you see there here? You can see under the databases folder. You can expand over here, and there is another folder here, system database. Under that, you can see there are four databases listed: master, model, MSDB, and TMDB. All these four are a system database, and we are not supposed to use them for our own work. We are supposed to create new database as per by giving it some name, and then we can write your queries over there. Are you able to connect over there?
Yes,
Any
sir.
question up to this point? Okay.
Mhm.
There can be integration over here. That what are the system databases? Okay, or we can see which are the system databases and what is the significance of each of them. Okay, there can be a integration like this. So answer will be over here. First of all, like mass, there are four databases, system databases as a master, then model, then MSDB, and last one is a TempDB. Okay. Then you can write here significance of a master database. Okay. Then TempDB. Then each of them you can write it over there. Actually, master database is, I will give definition and short description over there. The master database records all system level information of SQL Server system. Okay. So we are not supposed to disturb that. So I will give you answer. Okay. Okay. I have written the definition, but I will read it out for you. Okay. The master database records all system level information for SQL Server system. SQL Server means a database engine I'm talking about. Okay. This includes instance-wide metadata. Instance means the particular server can have multiple instances. Over here, you can see I have one instance of SQL Server. One instance is a can be treated as, because on one machine I can install a multiple instances of SQL Server. Okay. So it is a it's recording instance-wide metadata such as a logon accounts, endpoints, linked server, system configuration, and everything. Okay, listed over there in a master database. So master database is nothing but a database which have master data on server level. Okay. Second thing over here is a model DB. Okay. So model DB is a kind of a blueprint. Okay. Suppose you want to create one product, then what you do? You create first one blueprint, and then we create a copy of that blueprint. Simply, similarly, the model DB is a kind of a blueprint of any database, sample database you want to create. Whenever you create new database, it create automatically copy of the model DB, because whenever you create a new database, we actually expect there should be few default settings on the place, and those default settings are actually configured at a model DB level, so that whenever you create new database, you don't have to care about default settings, and default object those should be there. So whole model DB will be copied as it is when you create a new database. Ideally, you expect that it should be blank. Okay, means you have just created new database. Ideally, it should be blank. There should not be nothing over existing over there. But it has few objects, and those are copied from a model DB. The word model itself, you can understand that it is a model created for creation of new databases. Are you able to understand this concept or no? If you are not able understanding anything, please let me know. I will repeat it. Okay. मॉडेल समजते सगळ्यांना. आपण कोणतेही ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करताना, कोणते प्रोडक्शन एखाद्या कंपनीमध्ये क्रिएट करतोय, काय करतो आपण? एक मॉडेल बनवतो. ठीक आहे. आणि त्या मॉडेलनुसार आपण बाकीच्या कॉपीज बनवतो. ठीक आहे. सेम आपण काय करतो इथं, मॉडेल डीबी नावाचा डेटाबेस जो आहे तो एक मॉडेल आहे नवीन डेटाबेस साठी. ज्यावेळेस आपण नवीन डेटाबेस क्रिएट करतो तो ऑटोमॅटिकली त्याच्या कॉपीज बनवतो आपण. हे काय गरजेचं आहे आपल्याला? कारण ज्यावेळेस आपण नवीन डेटाबेस बनवतो त्यावेळेस तो ब्लँक असतो, असं आपला अपेक्षा आहे. पण तसं नसतं, त्यामध्ये काहीतरी ते डिफॉल्ट गोष्टी असतात, त्या असायला पाहिजे त्यामध्ये. बरोबर. तर त्या पुन्हा पुन्हा क्रिएट करायला लागत नाही आपल्याला, तर ते कॉपी केले जातात मॉडेल डीबी मधून. Any question up to this point? Okay. Suppose I want to just create create copy new database over here, just like I will create. I right click over here, databases, new database. Okay. And return name over here, like MyDB or something. Okay. And clicked OK. So what will happen now? New database created, MyDB1. You can see created. Okay. But is it blank? No. If you see here, there are objects. Okay. See, some actually tables are not there, but you can see there should be some procedure, some system security functions. some users, you can say these users are there. Okay, some roles are there. But we have not created anything. From where it came from? Okay, see if you see here, view the system view also we can see. So all these objects we have not created. Then how they came here? I just created this database. I have not created anything inside that. In front of you, I created. But how it created? Then you can see they are all default objects are copied from ModelDB. If you see in ModelDB, everything is there. Okay, it's a security setting and anything. Okay, users and all these things. Okay. Suppose I create one table here in ModelDB. There are no tables here, but if I create one table, new and table here, sample table I want to create. Okay, like sample table I want to create here, column also, like ID, then name, just two column I want to create. I want to save it as a sample table. Okay, click OK. Now my model DB is having one sample table. Can you see it here? Yes. Now what I will do, I want to create one more MyDB here. I will right click databases, new database, and MyDB2. Now what will happen? I click OK. In front of you, I'm creating new database. It should be blank. But if I expand this, okay, you will see MyDB2 is having already one table, sample table. How it came there? I have not created in front of you. You can see it is just copied from ModelDB. Means when I'm creating new database, it is making a copies of a ModelDB. I hope you are able to understand this significance of ModelDB. Any question up to this point? We are discussing about all master database because this is a kind of interview question. Okay. Okay. Before starting all the practical part, I have started on the first interview question of this session is a what or which are the system databases listed in SQL Server and what is the significance of each of them? This is a interview question. We are discussing about that. First part we discussed is master database. You can see this master database here under system database. Second model DB. Third MSDB I want to talk about now. In definition also I have listed here. The model database is a template. Model database is a template database that SQL Server uses to create a new database. Each time you create new database, it creates a copies of a model DB. Okay. That connects the content of new database will be copied from a model database or copied into new database. To establish its a default objects, default tables, stored procedures, everything should be copied from a model DB. Now third point here is a MSDB. MSDB is mainly used for schedulers and SQL Server agent jobs. Okay. Means if you go here at the end of SQL Server, you can see one object here as a agent, SQL Server agent. I will check. You can see SQL Server agent here. It's currently disabled. Okay. But this agent is mainly used to create a jobs. Jobs means objects those you want to execute again and again on weekly basis, daily basis or something. Suppose you want to execute one SQL query daily morning 6 p.m. daily morning 6 a.m. or something. Now what will happen? How to achieve that? You have to create a SQL agent job here. Okay, and all those information will be stored in MSDB database. You can see an answer. The MSDB database is used by SQL Server agent for scheduling alerts and jobs by and by other features such as SQL Server Management Studio, service broker, and database mails. So all this object creation will be is very much depend on the MSDB database. Last one is SameDB. SameDB by nature it's a temporary. Okay, by nature it's a temporary. So whatever temporary object we create, those automatically get created under the SameDB database. Temporary means they are volatile in nature. So whatever object we create under the SameDB will be vanished after disconnect. System disconnects, it will be vanished. Those will not be stored permanently over there. Okay. The SQL temporary DB, TempDB, is a special database in SQL Server that stores temporary objects. That's all. Okay. Any question on this? Any point of under this answer? Okay. All of you are comfortable on the answer. All question, all points you understood. Okay. Now we'll go to our original topic, that we'll go for a basic. Okay, how to create database. First point was there to create a database. So I will start from there only. So first point, introduction to SQL is done. So what is SQL? Okay, you can see the recording again. This is, to understand what is SQL. SQL is a language. Okay, and everything we already discussed. Now we are discussing on the practical things. Okay, what how to create database and everything we want to see today. How to create database, how to create table, how to create add column, remove column, add table, remove table. Okay, or change database, change data type. Okay, what is SQL? SQL is a structured query language. It's a full form over here, and this is a standard language for database creation and manipulation. Okay, so first my example will be I will delete these databases. I don't want this to be there, so I will just right click and delete all of them. Deleting object. I don't want them. You can do create database and delete database by right clicking on this object also. This is called as a graphical user interface method. Okay, but if you want to execute same operation by command, that's also possible. So I will just show you how to do it. Okay, suppose this is my database name that I want to create it. Okay, or I just want to create something like this, SQL training, or just I will type batch. Okay, SQL batch August 2023. Okay, like this, and go. So what I will do, I will just execute this. Okay, this is a command, or our format of teaching is a syntax and then actual command. So syntax over here will be, syntax is nothing but a format of a command. Okay, syntax is like this: create database. Okay, DB name, whatever database name you want to add here, that you have to enter your database name. Okay, this sign is not required. So avoid confusion. I will write avoid this. So and last thing is go. Go is not a part of command. Go is a command separator basically. So if you are executing more than one command, then you can separate them by using go. So after this go, you will create one batch of execution, and after this go again, you will create another batch of execution. So I'm just writing it over here, go command, but mainly it is not required. It is optional. Okay. So I just execute this first one right only. Create database SQL batch August 2023. I'm executing the master database only because master database is by default database. I clicked on the execute button. Command successfully executed. Can you see it? Your database created over here? No, right? Okay, because we have not refreshed it. You can see now new database created is a thing displayed. Database created here. Any question up to this point? I hope you understood the process to create database. Same database you can create by using right click also. Right click on databases, new database, and write here name. Okay, but don't follow that method. Follow the command only. Okay, so this is the command to create database. By default, database will be created. Okay, and when you create database, all properties, attributes will be copied from a model DB. Because I have not specified anything, na? Because if I want to specify all the properties, then the command will be much longer. Okay, it can contain like 100 lines because there are n number of properties, attributes associated with the databases, like how much size you want to allocate, what is the location you want to create your database files, everything. A lot of things you want to configure. But to avoid all these things, I just have create database name and copy all the attributes as it is from model DB. So whenever I am not specifying anything, then that will be copied from a model DB. Model DB is listed under the system database here. Any question up to this point? Now, second thing is a create schema under database. Okay. So how to create schema? The syntax and then example. Syntax of query to create schema. Anyone from you can explain what is schema? I will write this command meanwhile because I have already explained last session. Anybody from you can recall what is a schema? Actually, why we needed schema? Anyone from you? Okay, this is syntax. So if I want to create any schema, first of all, you have to go to particular database. Okay, change current database to desired database. Okay, because I want to create schema under my new database. So what I have to do, I have to change database first. So how to change database? You have to use the use command. Use, okay, new database name. New database, no, not a user. Okay, database name. Okay, so this is syntax actually. So example, we database we created, but currently, though we created, we can see database here. Our name is listed here, but our current database still showing the master database here. And here also, you can see yellow ribbon also it's showing master database. And here and drop down also. So how can you change this? By you have to use the use command. Use, we just have to copy or type it over here. I will just drag and drop. You'll see name is drag and dropped here. Go here. Okay. So I will execute. And you can see current database changed. SQL batch August 2023. Here also you can see SQL batch August 2023. Okay. Now I can create a schema under that. Okay. How to create schema? We have already command here. Create schema, schema name. Create schema. Suppose I want to create a school schema. Okay. And then I will create all tables related to school under the school schema. Okay. Like school, students, subjects. Okay. All the tables, views, all objects related to school under the school schema only. Then I will create one more schema as a employee payroll schema. Then I will create all payroll related information related like a employee, departments, salary, all table will be listed under the payroll schema. So first schema I want to create here is a school schema. Okay. Then finance, then payroll kind of schema I will create. Different schemas for different purpose. Okay. HR table will be there, finance table will be there. So all HR table will be under HR schema, finance table will be under finance schema, payroll table under will be under the payroll schema. Okay. So schema is nothing but a logical grouping of objects. Object can be anything. Object can be a view, object can be a table, index, constraint, procedure, function. All these are all objects. Okay. So why we create schema? To create a related objects for that. To group related objects means if I want to make a group of all objects related to school, I should create them under a school schema. If I want to create all objects under for HR related tables, HR related views, then what I will to do? I have to create them under a HR schema. Okay. I hope you understood the schema here. Now I will go for a created table. This is a third point here. Create table. Now first thing is syntax. What is the syntax to create table? Okay. This will be like this. Create table schema name. Okay. Dot table name. Okay. Over here, you have to use a schema created in earlier command. But see, if I don't create any schema, then is it okay? Can I create table? Yes, you can create table without creating schema also. Because if I expand this and I will show you that there are by default schemas are there. There are few default schemas. I can show you under this. Suppose this table database we created just now. If I go in security, okay, and schemas, you will see I created now finance, HR, payroll, and school. But you can see there are few existing schemas already there, like DBX admin. Okay, this is a operator, backup operator, then data reader, data writer, data admin. Okay, all these things are there. Everything is there. Can you use all of them or any of them randomly? No. Okay, because you can use this schema DBO. This is a default schema that we have not created as user. They have provided by it is provided by system. We can use it for our purpose. Okay, Means if you not created any schema from this like finance, HR, payroll or school, you can directly go and use DBO schema. Okay. And by default, it's getting used automatically also. If you don't specify any schema name, then it will be automatically getting created under the DBO schema. I can show you. Okay. Actually, ideally, the syntax of query will be create table schema name dot table name, then bracket open, and over here you have to specify column name and then data type. Okay. Multiple columns you can specify here, then another column name and then data type. Okay. But suppose you don't specify any schema, then also it's okay. The table will be created by default under the DBO schema. I'll just show you that first. I want to create an employee table. Okay. Employee ID, employee name, date of birth, department ID, and few more things I want to create. But I will just execute as it is here. See, I have not specified any schema name. I just specified create table and table name. Okay, not specified any schema name here. But still, if I execute this, what will happen? The database table will be created successfully, but it creates under DBO schema. I can cross check. You can expand the tables here. You can see my employee table is created under DBO schema. You can see dbo.employee. Okay. Any question here? Okay. Means when you are not specifying a schema name, by default it will be used DBO schema here. Okay. Now I will write full command with the schema name also. That also possible. So I will use same execute command. Only schema I will use here as a payroll schema. Then what will happen now? Then this same employee table will be created under the payroll name. Okay. Payroll schema. So I will just create execute this again. You will see one more table will be listed here as a payroll.employee. You can see payroll.employee. So I can enlist many objects like any number of tables. I can create 10 or 15 table, 10, 15 views, 50 or like 50 or 60 store procedures. Any number of store procedure, function, table, views we can create under the payroll schema. Just you have to specify first payroll and dot and then object name. Okay. Object name can be a table name, view name, function name, procedure name, anything. Okay. Any question? Okay. So what I have done, I have done two tables here. One is a table without schema name that get created under DBO schema. Then another table we created with the payroll schema here, payroll.employee. I listed here four columns, employee ID, employee name, date of birth, and department ID. Okay. The syntax saying create table, schema name dot table name, bracket open, then column name, data type, column name, data type. But what is the data type here? Data type is nothing but a kind of attribute to the particular column that specifies what kind of data is going to be inserted in that column. Suppose my data type is integer, that means the employee ID column will contain a numeric values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like this. Okay. If my data type of column employee name is varchar 50, that means this column can contain characteristic data type. Like name means like Dattatreya, Rameshwar, okay, or Sachin, something like this. Here you can see my third column, date of birth, is having data attribute or data type as a date. That means this column will contain date values. means 2021 slash 01 slash 01 kind of values that will contain YYMMDD in formatted data. There can be multiple formats, but those will be date values. Okay. Then DPID again is containing date integer type. It means it will contain a integer values. I hope you understood what is the data type. Okay. There is separate chapter on data type, so you don't have to worry for now. You just have to understand what's the data type and what are the basic data type that we are going to use here. We will understand. You can understand that basic data type like integer used for whole numbers. Okay. Full numbers like 1, 2, 3, something like this. If you want to have decimal, you have decimal data type. So all these things are there. Okay. I will list here all basic data types. Okay. To avoid confusion. Basic data types to use for columns in SQL Server table. We have separate chapter on that, but I'm listing here basic database data types to just understanding basic understanding purpose. So first is int, okay, used to store integer values. Okay. Then next one is a varchar used to store character data. Okay. Example. Okay. Name or address. Okay. Or description, something like this. Okay. Integer values example. Okay. Roll number. Okay. Like 1, 2, 3, something like this. Okay. All these are the examples. Like Ramesh, Pune, Maharashtra. All these are the characteristic data. Okay. Next thing is a date. Date data type. Date data type used to store date values. Okay. Just like a date of birth. Okay. Or date of manufacturing. Okay. Date of expiry. Like this. Okay. Format it will be like this, like 1998. Okay. 0 or 12 and 24, something like this. Okay. This format data should be there in date. Then another one is a decimal. Okay. Used to store decimal values. Okay. Point values. Okay. Then int, varchar, date, decimal, then time is also there to store time values. Okay. In HH. Okay. MM. Okay. ESS. And then point some format. Okay. Well, this format also okay. If you want to say date and time, then also possible. Okay. Use to store date and time values like YY, okay, then MM, then DD, then space, then HH, IMM in minutes, then second, all these things. Any question up to this point? Int, varchar, date, decimal, time. These are the basic data types. Actually, there is one separate point, separate chapter will be there. We'll be teaching separately. But for now, we have to just remember what are the basic data types here. Okay. Okay. So remember these things and you can use it whenever you required. But suppose just to understand that varchar will always have a limit here. Okay. You have to add some number like max. Okay. Limit. So for example, you can write it here like this. Example, you can write name varchar 50 like this. Okay. Then address varchar 100. Okay. Description varchar 50 like this. Okay. Okay. Any question up to this point? How to create table? What are the data types? Concept of data type? I hope you understood. I can create same kind of name of table under different schemas. Like I created one employee table under DBO schema, then under payroll schema. Then I can use same under different schemas like finance, HR, payroll, pool. I can do finance.employee also possible. Then HR.employee also possible here. But in the same schema, I cannot create a two object of same name. It's not possible. But we can create a same name object under different schemas. Okay. Any question up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just tell me your question.
I have a question about we create a table. We have to give this kind of command.
Yes.
Okay.
This kind of command we have to execute or just write to create a table. This is it's specifying what table name you want to give, like finance.employee. Then what column you want to create under that. Like I want to create four columns: employee ID column, name column, date of birth, department ID. All this column will be there in the table. Then you can insert data, update data over there also. Okay. So next thing we are going to study is how to insert data in a table. Okay. So syntax. Any question? Okay. So syntax will be like this. Okay. And all the green lines, if you see here, I'm writing something in green lines under this. This is called as comments. Okay. Because this line look different and this line looks different. You can see I'm writing here create table. It look in green, but over here it is showing blue. Why it's showing like this? Because I written this is a comment. Okay. You can see anything starting with double hyphen is a comment. Anything starting with a Flag star is a comment. Comment means it is not command. If I execute this is not command. You can see this is not command format. It's syntax to query. It's the plain it's English language. So whenever I want to write something that is not command, then I write it as a comment. Okay. So SQL Server can understand this is not command. It will not give any error. Okay. But suppose I do mistake, anything mistake here in my command here, like employee tables or something, if I write, suppose this is a not good command, it is a error. So it will give error immediately. You can see immediately error. Okay. But if I write anything like ABCD, suppose like this, something like this, and if I want to execute, directly it will give error. But I know this is not my command, it is just my description. So you just have to start it with double hyphen. Okay. Then you can see it will not give error. It is understand that this is something written I have for my information purpose, not a command. So it will not give error. That's called as comment lines. Okay. So syntax to insert data, insert into schema name dot table name, bracket open, column list, then values, bracket open, and value list. Okay. Same number of columns should be there and same column number of value should be there. There should not be mismatch under there. So what I can do, I can show you how to insert data. Okay. Insert into employee column I added here, employee ID, employee name, date of birth, department ID, and value also inserted like this. 1 is a value for employee ID, RAM is a value for employee name, comma separated list is there. So this is value, 1987 is date of birth, 9001 is a department ID. So number of columns you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Value also 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some of the values like RAM and this date is enclosed in single quotation, whereas the numeric values like 901 and 1 is not enclosed under single quotation because not required. So anything that is not numeric, you have to enclose in a single quote mark like this. I will execute this command. I can show you that select all from table db.employee. You will see my data is inserted successfully. Okay. So we'll stop here for today. Okay. We'll continue tomorrow on remaining topics. Please do practice. Okay. Let me know if you have any question. Thank you. Bye bye.